Hello everyone, and welcome. This is the eclipse energy and the reset that you have been waiting for. So let's dive into the energies of today. Welcome back for those of you who've been here before. I'm so grateful you continue to show up. And for those of you who are brand new, welcome to my channel. I'm Tara Kindon, and this is the events that are unfolding as we speak, because this video is coming out on the day of the actual eclipse, which happened at 4 a.m. my time. So there's a couple things I want to just kind of bring to your attention before we dive in, that this eclipse is definitely bringing with it some massive shifts and changes. I'm going to break down what's happening for you astrologically, and then we're going to look at the human design, and we're also going to talk about emotional honesty and how it plays a key role in our energies, where we may be stuck and stagnating. I'm going to give you some insights from my latest podcast episode on burnout and nervous system healing, because this eclipse is definitely going to be triggering a lot of emotionality. It's an emotional manifester. That is the energy of the human design. So if you want to go deeper into learning some of those topics, you can also take my free masterclass, which is happening on April the 4th. So there I'm going to be teaching you how to reset your energy, heal burnout, and align with that personal blueprint that is uniquely yours. And the link will be below this video. So without further ado, let's dive into the astrology here and share with you the chart and the energy that is here. So you are now seeing the full moon lunar eclipse. This is the blood moon. It happened at 4:25 a.m. Newfoundland Standard Time, which is my time, and you can just correct it for your time. Now you're probably all post this because this is after the fact. But the energy that really showed up for us here is, it's an intensity around releasing and letting go with the Virgo energy here. We've got the moon in Virgo, the south node in Virgo. There is an element of release and letting go. And then also on the opposite side of this, you want to think about our chart, we're always trying to balance, each side of the chart. The opposite sides of the chart need to be in balance. In darkness, there is always light, and we're always looking for ways to integrate this energy for all of us. Now, on the opposite side of Virgo is Pisces, the energy of flow, of creativity, romanticizing things, really finding the flow in life, less structure, less boundary. And what's funny about all of that is that Saturn's in there, and Saturn loves his boundaries. I mean, he's probably a little bit outside of body in Pisces because he cannot build the structure in the way he once was able to. But I also think Saturn in Pisces is gifting the creatives opportunity to grow their enterprises in brand new ways. And that's really exciting. So before this eclipse hit, we had Saturn meet up with the sun. And this was that, again, really intense energy around, okay, where am I not setting boundaries that are really supporting my wellness? I think this year is 100% about our wellness, our health, how we take care of our energetic, emotional, mental mind, physical body, all of these parts of spiritual self. I mean, we're going to have Neptune move into Aries towards the end of the month. And before this eclipse happened, we also had Mercury and Venus connecting in Aries. So to say that there hasn't been a lot of energy already in the month of March would be a complete lie. And just the last thing I want to look at quickly before we dive into the human design is when we look at Pallas Athena here, making her beautiful connection over to Hygeia. So Pallas Athena, for those of you who aren't aware, she's a goddess energy. She's a warrior type energy, very wise. She's got lots of wisdom, and she's receiving wisdom from the ethers, if you will. Yes, she's in Aquarius. Aquarius is the water bearer, but it's actually an air sign and really connects us to higher frequencies. So we're receiving insights and information on how we can take better care, preventative care of our health and wellness, because Hygeia is the goddess of preventative health and wellness, and they are currently squaring each other. So there's this little bit of a sticky situation, but it's showing us how we can go deeper into our own self-care around this area. So you probably, I mean, since the beginning of the year, I think everyone's been very well aware that health and wellness is at the forefront. How can we take care of and nurture our nervous systems while everything is very unstable and feeling quite chaotic? You know, that's the number one thing that we can really look towards is Taurus being where Hygeia is the body, you know, how we really give ourselves the love and the care and the taking care of ourselves is very much tied to Taurus. This is how we live our lives. This is how we, you know, enjoy the pleasures and the luxuries of life. While those may be a little unstable right now, how do we take care of our emotions as things are transitioning and changing? So now let's take a quick peek over to the human design, and we're going to come back to the astrology. I always think that once you look at the human design, it gives you more of an energetic perspective. And then we go to the foundational piece, which is the astrology. Now, human design is a synthesis of astrology, the I Ching, the Hindu chakra system, the Judaic Kabbalah, and quantum physics. So it's a lot of different systems kind of jammed in one, and astrology being one of the main pieces that really helps it make sense. So even if you're brand new to astrology, you're brand new to human design, sit back and lean into the energy. How does this feel to you when I'm speaking some of these words? Some of it you can just throw it out the window because it's just like way too much. Other parts are going to be like, ooh, yeah, that really landed in my heart and I needed to hear that. And this is what I'm going to move forward in. That's all this is. I know that it's really easy to get into the weeds and go down all kinds of rabbit holes. But like when we're coming up and out and surface leveling, like this is what we're working with, you know, this week, this month, this year, then you get to navigate that energy with a little bit more grace instead of being, you know, crushed into the shore with those waves of emotionality. So let's dive in. Let's look at the human design energies that are here for you. So if you're brand new to human design and you're like, what is this? Let's just do a brief little rundown. These are the centers. So this is what we're going to be focusing on, the energy that's here with us. Then we're going to be focusing on the gates that are active for this particular full moon lunar eclipse. Eventually, I will have videos on my YouTube here where you can kind of learn more about the basics, but just listen to the energy at play. Let yourself feel into what's here and how this may be showing up for you, you know, in your own chart. Now, this is just a transit, right? So the energies are constantly transiting. We have natal blueprints that are being affected by transit. So even though you have this beautiful blueprint that is yours, it is constantly interacting with the field. So it's being impacted by transits. And this is just a snapshot of the current transit of this full moon lunar eclipse. So when we look, we've got a lot of openness. What does openness or undefined centers mean? It just means the way we experience the energy is more subjective depending on who we are with, what environments we're in, and all of that. We have definition, which means we're having a more consistent flow of energy with the emotional solar plexus, with the throat, and with that third eye, ajna, where we kind of know a lot of information right now. We're being bombarded with information. And so when we look at the chart, we're looking at the sun being in gate 36. Well, this is where we're going to talk about emotionality because we do have a lot of emotions flowing and going through us. When we're looking at the gate 36, which is where the sun is and where the north node is, right? Because they're together. If you remember, they're in Pisces in the astrology chart. So this is about exploring new opportunities. It's also about where are we going on adventure next. It's about letting ourselves get into the vibes of the potential of the ability to create something new, even when it feels like the sky is falling for some, you know, like not to make that light because it's not, but we always have choice. Even in non-choice, we're making a choice. So I hope that you lean in towards exploring beautiful new opportunities for yourself, than limiting yourself and saying, well, why even bother, you know? And if you know somebody who's struggling with that, you know, send in this video. Like, we want to light people up. I really want you to think about how quickly you can manifest new things in your life if you can harness the power of your emotional energy, because it's powerful. It creates a frequency from your heart, emits a beautiful frequency that can really change the game very, very quickly. You hear the attitude of gratitude. Well, that comes from feeling something before you then calibrate the vibe out, right? When we look at the earth, how are we going to be grounded during this time? You know, where is the moon? Where is the south node? All three of them are hanging out in gate 6, again, off the emotional solar plexus. Gate 6 is about impact, how we're impacting other people, you know, how we have this really epic way of being in other people's auric fields. Now, we're all experiencing that. So we're all up in each other's business, if you will. Like, that's kind of what it feels like. And when we think about where this energy is, it's actually over in Virgo. Well, Virgo is a beautiful energy to look at higher perspectives, strategies, details, organization. It's like ninja in that way, but it can also be very pessimistic. It can also beat itself up. So imagine we're all engaging and like, we're not putting things out because we're overthinking it, or we're overanalyzing, or we're beating ourselves up because it's not perfect enough, or we're expecting perfection from other people. Like, this can really create some emotional traumas. So we want to be conscious of, number one, where are you beating yourself up? Because this is a place where you can actually just lean back and be like, I got this. Everything is as perfect as it's going to get right now, and I'm just going to release the thing. I'm going to do the thing, and I'm not going to continue to second guess yourself. You know what I mean? So emotionally, this is where we are right now, is in this gate of impact. We have the ability to impact those around us by basically focusing in on how we can calibrate ourselves first. Okay, then we move into Mercury, who's in the gate 21. This is a self-worth center. This is literally the will center. This is our ability to have enough belief, self-worth, self-power to know that we need to regulate our energy outside of us by coming in and calibrating, making sure we're in integrity with ourselves, making sure we have, you know, we're in a moral integrity, we're in an energetic integrity, we're not overmaxing ourselves, that we are learning that whatever is happening in the external world, we still have power within. And sometimes we forget this, especially during these kind of times. We forget we have power, we have choice. Even though it feels like a lot of power and choice is being taken away from us, we still always have this inner ability to recalibrate. I'll leave that there. Venus is in gate 17. She's up here in the head. This is where, you know, she's in Aries, so she knows everything. Anyone who has Venus in Aries, my friends, they know everything, and they want what they want, and they don't care about waiting for it. They're just like, if they get the urge, it's like, ooh, yes, this feels great. I want this. Remember, she is also retrograde, and Mercury's going to go retrograde as well. So think about Mercury here. He's going to go retrograde as well within 24 hours of this full moon lunar eclipse. So we have two planets retrograde in Aries. Aries is all about the self. So this is like, what do I want? What do I need? And if you have this energy of, I already know what I want and I'm going to go and get it, and I know how this is going to go, you actually don't. Every time we have new choices to make, new decisions to make, we are making them from a clean slate, because it's never the exact same players and it's never the exact same situation. So we have an opportunity to play with, what could it be like, instead of I know. So if you find yourself being like, I know how this is going to go, I've been here before on this rodeo, and la da 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 da. If you're beginning to feel that rise up in you, just take a moment, check yourself before you wreck yourself, and say, do I actually know how this is going to go out? Probably not. So what if I let myself anticipate something exciting and new rolling in? That'll change your magnetism like this. Remember, Venus is what we attract, what we're attracted to. She also teaches us about self-worth and self-value. And funny enough, Mercury's hanging out in this place here and about to go retrograde. So this is like a double down this next month. Double down on really discovering for yourself what it looks like to be in your personal power, in your ability to feel worthy enough of something, to not doubt yourself, to not question yourself so much, right? Don't beat yourself up. This is not that time. We're getting enough of that from the environment surrounding us. And choose who you're hanging out with wisely. Now, Mars, remember, he is in Cancer. He's also out of bounds. So he is actually deferring to the moon in Virgo right now, because Cancer is ruled by Virgo, right? So when we think about Mars here on the gate 53, this is the gate of starting, right? Sitting with inspiration. Like, I mean, we've been sitting with ideas and inspiration for what feels like months and months and months, which we have been. So we've been what's the word? Like bubbling up with this, I want to do this thing. I'm so excited about it. I'm ready to get it going. But like, it's like you've started and you tried and you tried and you just can't get legs on it. Well, he's moving forward now, which is wonderful. And once he gets out of Cancer, we're going to be less emotional with how we're taking action. But right now we are riding an insane wave of emotion. An out of bounds planet as well, which is what he is also way off script. So it's like doesn't play by the same rules. Normally Mars is like action oriented, cut, sever, release, remove. But he's extreme. So it's really extreme. And we're seeing this extreme in the world, and we're seeing up and down, up and down, up and down, because the moon moves like every couple of days. So it moves very quickly. And as it's moving through these signs all the way around the zodiac every couple of days, we're like, oh my gosh. And that's the energy that's being felt, especially by leadership and how people are taking action. It can be very scattershot. So for you, continue to sit with the inspiration, write down all of the beautiful ideas, nourish them. We're watering them, we're putting them in sunlight, and then we will see very soon what starts to take root. But in the meantime, your whole job is to keep that seed safe. Okay? Then we think of Jupiter. Jupiter's the god of expansion. Jupiter's in Gemini, so he's a chatty Cathy in Gemini, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. It's also co-ruled by Chiron. But let's talk about Mercury. Mercury is, remember, in the gate 21, which is about self-worth. And Mercury is, you think about, it's fast, it's furious, it's very social and witty. And Jupiter, who is up here in the gate 35, the gate 35 talks to us about experience, sharing our knowledge. And we just want to watch here, because sometimes we can be sharing stories of pain and trauma from an unhealed place, as opposed to sharing it from the other side of it, the completion phase, what we've learned, what we've grown through from a higher level of a story, as opposed to like in the weeds of it. We're sharing like the scar, not the scabby story, if you know what I'm saying. And this is where you're going to see a lot of people like, sharing stories that are like, wow. This is where you really want to limit your time on social media, because there's so much trauma, unhealed trauma, being shared all over the place right now. And Jupiter's just here expanding it. More. So watch that right now and just notice where it's showing up for you maybe. Saturn, who's in Pisces, if you remember, very close to the sun still. He's in gate 22. Gate 22 is about surrender. Surrendering to the flow, surrendering. And this doesn't mean giving up. Sometimes surrender, we think of that white flag. No, this is just stopping yourself from pushing and driving and burning yourself out to a crisp. It's about leaning back and being like, okay, how can I make my life easier? Where can I take the path of least resistance? What's working instead of what's not working? And focusing your energetic attention on that, your emotions. Put your emotional energy behind something that just feels more delicious, instead of trying to do something you don't want to do anymore. You know, that's a great thing for you to be moving your energy and attention into. So Chiron here, who's next, Chiron doesn't really show up in here on the chart. He's in gate 42. Gate 42 runs off the sacral center here. And so this is about our energy, our life force, workforce energy. And it's about conclusion. So where we're healing ourselves, because Chiron is in Aries, is about like what personal projects or personal commitments do you need to wrap up? Do you need to be done with? Like, while he's here cleaning this up, he's like asking us all to complete projects that are done. Get them off your plate so you can make space. Because I'm telling you, once like solstice comes and we move into towards the end of March, like it's gonna start to feel different. Yeah, we're in eclipse season. So remember, people freak out when we're in eclipse season, but this is also where time speeds up. It's an opportunity to complete more, to get more of the juicy stuff like attracted towards you faster. So if you have a dream and you have a vision and you want to make it happen faster, focus on completing the crap and getting it off your list and out of your way. If you're avoiding things, get them done and move on. Do them first, get them off your list, and you will see how quickly your life can change. What can come into your world that just is waiting for you to clean it up so that it can come in, right? If you're jammed up like that, you know, closet where you throw everything into and you open the door and it like, it almost smothers you. If you can go in and weed it out, donate the crap, clean it up, throw stuff out, whatever, and make it make sense in that space of yourself, you will have more vitality to do the things you want. All right, Uranus here. Remember, Uranus is in Taurus, and Uranus is the god of innovation. He is, he can bring us things hyper speed. He's so ahead of his time and ahead of the curve, and Uranus energy is like that rogue entrepreneur who wants to like blaze a new trail. I'm having trouble speaking today. I'm like, Mercury. He's stopped and he's going to be going retrograde. So he's really messing with my speech today. Sorry about that. Anyways, so Uranus is up here in gate 23. This is where sometimes you may blurt out things that are definitely high quality information, but your people may not be ready for it. Like some of you listening to this may be like, this is way above my head. I don't get it. I mean, as you continue to open yourself up to new ideas, new opportunities, new experiences, when you can learn how to hear new language, this is like human design is a new language. Basically, you're learning a new language, astrology, new language. People are talking a lot about light language and learning light language, like whatever speaks to you in a way that you get a feeling with it, there's something there for you. So even if you don't know exactly everything I'm saying, but you're like, something to this, all I want you to do is lean into the vibes, okay? That's what this Uranus is doing. It's downloading new information and dropping it into your consciousness that you're like, whoa, what do I even do with this? You don't need to know exactly what you're going to do with it right now. Permission to just be in learning process, okay? Now let's talk about Uranus, because Uranus is here in gate 25. This is the gate of spirit, spiritual connection. Uranus is at the final degree of Pisces, where we've all felt like a little underwater in our highest self, really struggling to be in connection some days, like which way is up, a lot of confusion, a lot of rose-colored glasses. Once Neptune moves into Aries from Pisces by the end of this month, March 30th, you will have a lot more clarity. I mean, it may not happen that day, but we're inching towards more clarity in our spiritual selves. Like, what am I aligned with? What am I no longer aligned with? What do I believe in? What do I not believe in? And where am I going with this information? That's what is going to become more clear as we move on. Now, Pluto has moved down here into the gate 41. Pluto was in the gate 60 for what feels like forever, and he's moved on now. He's in the gate 41. What's beautiful about this is it's a new beginning. This is a brand new beginning for us, a new beginning point, new starting point. Imagination is all about potentials. It's all about creating a new future for yourself, for your family, for your life. What do you want to create? What do you want to do? Transformation isn't pretty. It's messy. There are moments that are pretty, but generally it's kind of like a hot mess. So let me stop this share. Let me come back to you here for a second. I'm going to share the astrology chart again. And then, okay, so you know where Mars is. He's in Cancer. He's out of bounds. You know where the moon is conjunct the south node in this releasing moment. You see all of these aspects happening, but like ultimately health and wellness, new opportunities are arising with this Uranus and Sun, because after this full moon, so let me take it forward to where we are now. This is after this has happened. We've got the Sun making an exact connection to Uranus right now. And even if you watch this later, what new insights have just blown into your consciousness this afternoon? Because remember, Uranus is in that 23, bringing you these direct conversation from beyond of like, wow, I don't even know what to do with that. You don't need to know exactly what you're going to do with it. You just need to write down these insights, write them down, pay attention to them. If it lit you up in any way, shape, or form, it's for you, honey. It's for you. So much energy here, so much juiciness, so many new insights, ways for you to navigate the energy. Just remember, when we're looking to all of this Pisces energy, it's exhausting. It's been exhausting. So if you feel exhausted from this full moon lunar eclipse, it's right on time. There's nothing that you aren't doing correctly. I think a lot of times we beat ourselves up because we feel like we should be further along or something else should be happening and it's not, and we're behind and blah, 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 blah. Divine timing is a thing. I'm actually going to pull a couple cards for you all before I set you loose on the rest of your beautiful days. And if there was things in here that you feel like, wow, my friend could really use this, please do share it, pass it on. Let your people know that you're thinking of them and that you love them and you're cheering them on as well as you're cheering yourself on. Okay, so our first card up is the self-love card, which is absolutely appropriate and right on time. How do we take better care of ourselves? Crown chakra. Remember, I was saying that those insights were coming in from above, beyond. We don't know maybe where. Galactic insights and information just flowing through you like nobody's business. Awesome. Enjoy it. And then the Be Happy Now card. Yeah, we can still be happy even when everything maybe feels like it's a little sideways. So those are the three cards. That's what's up. I also just want to kind of finish out here with letting you know about a workshop masterclass that I'm running. It's absolutely free. It's something I think everybody could use right now, and it's all about emotional wellness. It's truly all about you coming into your nervous system. Now, one of the things that I've been talking about lately is how emotional suppression leads to physical burnout and why we need to get real with ourselves about what we're holding on to and why. So I just released a podcast. I'm going to link that below as well, how your unprocessed emotions show up as exhaustion and burnout, and why your nervous system is the key to restoring your energy. The role of emotional honesty in your personal growth and healing is just the top. Like, it's the most important thing. So this is also why, traditional energy fixes, more sleep, better food, workouts, they're just not enough right now. I think we're going through a major electrical upgrade. And if we're not dealing with these extra emotional layers, our bodies are going to continue to hold on to the stress. And it can only hold on to so much stress. This is why Bach flowers and other emotional healing tools can help support you in the process. If you don't have the rescue remedy, and I don't have it on my desk because I lent it to a friend who is in need, and so I can't even show you it, but emotional wellness with Bach flowers is so amazing. It's been such a game changer for all of my clients and for myself. And yeah, if this energy has you feeling, if you're from this full moon lunar eclipse, if it has you feeling drained or uncertain, I want you to reach out. I dive deeper into this, obviously, in the podcast episode. Go listen now. But if you're ready to truly understand your energy and reset your nervous system, my free masterclass is on April the 4th, and it's where you need to be. I promise you, sign up now. Again, the link is below. You can drop a comment and let me know how this eclipse energy is showing up for you. It's really important we start talking about the things and being honest about the things. It's like when I mentioned about that Be Happy Now card, and I know it's hard for some people to be able to feel any sense of positivity when things are just this overwhelming. But if you can stay slightly open, everything can change for you, I promise. And as always, make sure you like and subscribe and share this with maybe somebody who needs to hear this. And know that you're not on a journey like this alone. We are here to support each other, and that's what I hope you do for your friends as well and for yourself. So thank you everyone for being here. I'm so grateful for your time and your energy. And until next time, take care everyone. Bye.